Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Giselle. So in today's video, we're gonna be going from this stretched out, freshly washed hair to these beautiful, curly, luscious curls, juicy curls. So if you would like to see how I got this style, just keep watching. So I already have most of my hair done. Surprise, it is a Flexi Rod tutorial if you did not see the title, which I'm pretty sure you did. But I already have all of my hair done. It's easier for me to show the front than the back, but I usually use these orange and gray ones. They have multiple colors and multiple sizes. Just get the type of Flexi Rod that is perfect for your hair length. And then I'm going to part my hair. There's no great science in doing it. I just make sure it's maybe a little less than an inch in size, and then I'll just go with my little clip and clip the rest of my hair back. So for this style, you only really need two products, or I use two products. One is this wrapping foam, and I take two little squirts of that. And since this is on dry hair and not wet, which I prefer to do this style on stretched dry hair instead of wet, it turns out so much better. But these are the only things I use, and that is the Shea Moisture Curling Cream. And I only use a little bit of that. If you use too much, and that little drop was way too much, but if you use too much, your hair will take forever to dry. And I tend to use no heat. I just like to air dry, so that way, you know, this is a no heat style. But now I'm taking my little cheat dimming brush and going through and making sure my hair is detangled, but more importantly, the product is distributed. And I just alternate the color of Flexi Rods that I use because they're different sizes. And I go through, I start at the base of my hair and I wrap my hair around it. So sometimes if you find that your roots are very puffy, you're not getting the curl, or you're not getting the Flexi Rod close to the base of your hair. One really important tip is to make sure that your ends are detangled. If your ends aren't detangled and smooth, the ends of your hair will be very, very frizzy and your hair will look a mess. But then what I like to do lastly is take a little bit of that wrapping lotion, or that wrapping foam, putting it on my ends to slick it down to secure it. Then to fasten the Flexi Rod, I turn the hair back on it, or I turn the Flexi Rod back on itself and bend the end to secure my ends. But really, if you have that setting foam on your ends aren't going anywhere. So again, starting at the base, wrapping it around, your hand will naturally twist as you see I'm doing, making sure that the ends are detangled and they're smooth, and putting some setting lotion on there if needed, and then just bending the rod back on itself. So if you curl your hair backwards, you are going to fasten the Flexi Rod forward, and that will ensure that the Flexi Rod won't move. So I'm gonna do it a couple more times and just let you watch, because you really just have to see how it's done. Play this over and over again. I'm not going to speed it up so you guys can see. right, so that was the last one. We have it all secured. So you can let this air dry. Usually it'll be ready in a few hours, or you can sleep overnight. It's gonna be the worst sleep in your life because I let this dry overnight. I mean, it's terrible, but at least I was cute the next day, you know? So let's get on to the next day. Okay, so for the next morning is just, the takedown. This is when all your hard work comes to fruition. So you just want to be super gentle in taking down your rollers, making sure you're not creating frizz by being in a rush. I'm extremely excited because that was a cute little girl. But yeah, just make sure that you're extremely gentle in taking down your rods. Okay, so we're gonna take some oil, and this is some olive oil, and we're gonna put it on our fingers, and we're gonna make sure that this olive oil this is coconut oil. We're gonna make sure whatever oil you want to take is nicely coated in your fingers, so when you're going through and separating your hair, that is nice and moisturized and you're not creating frizz. So what I like to do beforehand is just go through and just rub my hands all on my curls just to give it some shine, and I go through and just separate the curls where it naturally wants to separate, and that is key if you do not want to cause frizz. So make sure you're taking your time and you're nice and slow. Next, I like to take a pick and just go through and just pick out my roots a little bit. I don't like extremely big hair, but I missed one. But what this does is it will hide some of the part lines that you made, and that's why you really don't want to be really neat with your part lines. So when you take down your hair, you're not having, specific part lines. So you can kind of be messy with your parts, but the pick will go through and help that as well. So this is when you can take your time, really sit down and style and fluff and see how you want your hair to be. So I really don't like for this to start out big because my hair is naturally big, so it's gonna get big over time. And literally in the afternoon it had grew like maybe 2 to 3 times. So you just go through whatever's best for you and style and pick out your hair. if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want more hair tutorials and other hair videos, make sure you tell me in the comments down below. This is super easy and it's a nice quick style and I absolutely love it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Candy